Alright, here's a first look at the 135i. Showed up yesterday. Drove it home, and it's as sketchy as it looks. I haven't done much to it, so this will be a first for me. You can already see that this is broke right here. But we have insurance paint marks here. This is letting you know that the grill's missing. Dent here. Side marker. But the big thing is, wow, it's got new tires on it. If you look down the side of it, might be hard to tell, but that is straight when that should be straight. So right now, both the wheels are towed out. Pretty bad. And I'm pretty sure these are aftermarket crappy headlights because I could not see a dang thing last night on the way home. But we can go over all the things I've noticed on the way home that are wrong with it. For one, I am getting a headlight error when I start the car. And the other thing is when I try to open the... It smells like weed in here. When I try to open the roof with the button right here, I get an error on the dash. And this is missing, making me think that they open it by hand. So I might have to grab an Allen wrench and see if that works. I'm wondering if I unlatch it, if this will open it. But I want to pop the hood. I literally haven't done anything with this car yet. Haven't popped the trunk either. The car's pretty clean, so I bet they cleaned it out. Oh, just kidding. Looks like we got some brake pads. Wonder if she's due for a brake job. Okay. And a towel and a flag. No idea what country that's from. Looks like a version of America with green and red. Alright, here's the other part of it, but I don't think this was part of the accident. Maybe it was, but it was obviously been taped on before this. And man, this exhaust sounded raspy. I wonder why. It looks stock. Oh well, let's look under the hood. Looks stock. In looking, I found this. And I was wondering, what does that go to? Turns out, oops, sorry. It goes to that one under it, and it's not hooked up. Not sure how this is running, to be quite honest. At least running like normal. I'm gonna hook that up real quick, and then I'm going to go get the key and an Allen wrench and see if the top will open. And maybe I'll lift it up and see if we can adjust the toe real quick. Point those wheels straight. But first I'm going to try to get that hooked up. Alright, we got this beast up in the air. And it accentuates the toe out even more. But I think I found the culprit. That guy right there. It's supposed to be, I guess this one, the more lower one. It's supposed to have this bump in it and then flat. And it's obviously been buckled, as this one is a lot more flat. So I need to order one of those. And I did. I slipped this back on, but it's not what it's supposed to be. It's still loose. But that was part of my plan. I was gonna put a little money into this. I was going to get hard pipes, intake. I was going to do downpipes and an intercooler and do an actual stage 2 or 2 plus. But if it's already got downpipes, that saves me. I just need to get down there and look at it. But that's where we're at for now. She was low on coolant. Surprise, surprise. So we need to add some of that and keep going.
The next day.
All right, we got the BMW 135. Finally in the garage, finally ready to work on. I already pulled the bumper off. It was loosely held on by 4 T30s and 2 8mm bolts. So I popped that off. So we're gonna pop this guy off, replace it with that one over there. And I got some OEM headlights from a friend. We're gonna replace these janky eBay ones. The other thing we're gonna do is fix the reason why I got totaled. It's this arm right here. That one there should be straight. It's not. And then we got to pull this belly pan off because she is leaking coolant everywhere, doing BMW things. So we got to pull this belly pan, skid plate, whatever you want to call it, off. And pull the wheel off over here to get to this guy, because I got to get that nut off. Got to pull that bolt out. And then we're going to try to find the leak. And we're going to see what kind of exhaust it has. And then, if we can do all that, fender, obviously, we're going to fix this. This is how the car came. And I tried to pull that little metal sleeve out and get it clamped down. And obviously it didn't work because I was able to easily do that again. So we need to remedy that. Pull headlight, and yeah, among other things. But the big priority is getting that arm fixed and finding out where our coolant leak is and finding out what we need to do to fix it so it stops leaking. So I put a gallon in here and it is now all over my driveway. And the car wasn't running, so it doesn't take pressure to make this leak. I can't tell because I think it hits the belly pan and then goes wherever it wants. So I think it's a bunch of 8mm bolts underneath. I'll pull this off with 17s. First, we're going to get some jack stands under it and try not to die. Well, that was a complete nightmare. Hopefully, if you have to do this, yours goes easier. But there's the new arm in. Over there, those are both 18s. Over here, this is 21, and as you can see, I had to cut mine out. It seized up, and then, well, there it is, I had to cut it. I don't know where the top went. But the Allen, I don't know where it went. It's supposed to hold it on top, stripped, and then I couldn't get it anymore. It's around here somewhere, but hopefully yours goes smoother. Well, that's one job down. Took way longer than it should have. But that is not an adjustable piece. So I'm hoping that by doing that, man, it's so filthy everywhere. That, sorry, sidetracked. I don't need an alignment. That's my hope. So, if we put this straight, ish. Hopefully that looks straight-ish. Well, here's to hoping. That looks pretty good. Okay, one down. Have not found the coolant leak. Haven't tried. So let's grab some. I don't have any water. I'll find some water. Well, I added a gallon of water and I already see a drip. Not sure where that's coming from exactly. Hey, look, I found it. Yeah, what a disaster that was. I wonder if it's coming straight from the reservoir. Looks mighty crusty, but not wet.
A few moments later.
Well, I'm sad to say I think it's either a water pump or a line going to it. You're getting all this right here, which is coming from right here. And that's right where the water pump is. It appears to be pumping. I just don't know if there's a bad line down there or what. So, I gotta figure out if I want to do that myself or not. I tore all this apart. Trying to figure out if I'm gonna replace some lines here, put some aftermarket stuff in. Definitely pod filters. Probably just replace this line with a hard line, an aftermarket blow-off valve. I also noticed this. Good. We're going to have to remedy that as well. Just one thing after another. I did get the, I think I mentioned that. I got that fixed. I got the fender off. Now I just need to put the new one on over there. But I'm probably going to wait in case I need to gain access through here for any of the intercooler or air lines. But I guess we're going to look into a water pump, and I've read a little bit. We should do a water pump, a thermostat, and the expansion all at the same time, just if you don't know if they've ever been done, and I don't. So I got to go price all that out. Be right back. Well, it's been a minute since I've worked on the 135. I got sick for like a week, and I had zero desire to work on this, so I towed it down and had a local shop called P1 Auto Works. Had them do the water pump, thermostat, and lower radiator hose. So no more leaks. It's good to go that way. And while I was there, a friend of mine that works there also has one of these that he took the drivetrain out of. And mine has this issue here. It's obviously been hit before and it's broke, and this is broke, and there's no mount. But he had one. So we're going to try to replace this core support. Because the big part right here is there's supposed to be a headlight mount. Like that. And that is not here. And I would like the headlights to actually work. Which I also got from him off of his car. Which are up here. They're the OEM ones. And I also got a fender off of his car. I still have this ugly black bumper though, with this tape on it. But I'm going to try and replace this core support. So I already have it stripped down a lot of the way. The impact bar, bolts right there. Has 2 bolts up here. I got to remove the hood latch, probably T27s or T30s. Got to remove windshield washer, or headlight washers, sprayers, thermostat, outside thermostat. I'm not sure how that's going to pop out, but we'll get that. And then try to figure out how to take it out without unhooking the radiator, the AC, or the intercooler. Because from what I can tell, it just sits. This isn't even related to it. I think it sits on a mount that's mounted behind here. So I think as long as I can get this, the hood items off, this should just pull out. I think if what I'm seeing is correct. So I'm gonna get started on that. I have, like I said, most of the way's done already. I have a couple 10 millimeters here, T27s or T30s here and here. Maybe that too. I don't know if that has it or not. And then looks like just the temp sensor. And we'll see if this thing will come off. And just like that, it was correct. So these have brackets down here that hold the radiator and the intercooler. I think the intercooler bolts to the radiator. I think this is an oil cooler. But yeah, so if you're doing a core support on yours, it unbolts. There was a plastic screw into this to hold the top. I didn't have one on that side because it broke. Not sure where that goes. But yeah, that was it. I unhooked the thermostat. I just pulled right out. And we'll see if this one will pop right in. Gotta get it lined up, but yeah, looks like it will. Well, the 135 is back together. I kind of got carried away with putting it together and didn't really film it, but it all went together well. The only thing that I happened to accidentally break was the hood latch cable. I broke it where it connects. I didn't break it, but half of it broke off, so I'm afraid to hook it up and not be able to open my hood. So the part that goes up in here, the little retainer clip halfway broke. So I left this out. Oh, see, like that, that's what I meant. Now I don't know how I'm gonna get my hood open. Awesome. It worked yesterday. I had this part hanging out. Oh boy. Well, I might make for a quick video today. But in short, I went to drive it and instantly got reduced power mode. It gave me a half engine light on the dash, and from what I've read, it bypasses the turbos, so it makes it an NA, so a 130 instead of the 135, whatever. Anyway, it was a check engine light. Not even a check engine light. It was weird. It didn't give me a check engine light. It just gave me a engine symbol with a slash through it. Code's pulled even without a check engine light, and it points to timing retarded and another BMW specific code. From what I read online, it's for the Vanos solenoids. So I'm going to do an oil change. People say it could be dirty oil. I'm going to do don't judge me for a Fram, that's all they had. I'm going to pull the solenoids out. We're going to clean them. People say to brake clean them, and other people say to put fuel in them or some sort of solvent and shake them around 10-20 times to get them cleaned out, and we'll put it back together. But if I can't get this dang hood open, none of that will happen. So let me see if I can figure that out real quick, how I can open it without cable. You can see where it broke. Maybe if it'll focus. Like half of that little retainer, now it's 3/4. Broke off. So I ordered a new one of these, but it's gonna take forever to get here. So let me figure this out. Well, to my utter amazement, I was able to get it. So what I did is I have this hook pick. You'd obviously have to remove a grill. You reach up through here, and what you're aiming for, where are we at here? There we are. There's that little catch right there. I'm touching it with the hook, and you just have to push on that. Wow, that will not focus. But yeah, I pushed on that, and that popped the hood. Surprised myself. Didn't think I was going to get it. I was getting really frustrated. But yeah, so I guess if you're ever locked out of your 1 Series. But yeah, so I ordered a new one of those. But now, nano solenoids. It's them right there. That dirty one there. And then one under it, the right angle on it. That's the other one. So 10mm bolt holds in each of them, and they should pull out. I think my oil filter housing is leaking. Not excited about that, but I'll open this up, make sure that, they say to make sure there's a piece in there that's still in this, but we'll do that. So I'm gonna grab a 10mm filter wrench and get these open. All right, I got both of them out. Like I said, the front of my engine is nasty, but that's the first, top and bottom. I think top was intake, and the oil in here is disgusting. It's real black, so it's probably a good thing to do an oil change. But we're gonna get these cleaned up. Make sure when you do yours, like the other million videos about these, you make sure the oil rings come out with them and don't get stuck inside. They tend to do that apparently, but mine came out with mine. And for reference, my car has barely 100,000 miles on it. I don't know the history of it because I buy all my cars from Copart. I have no idea. Well, according to the sticker on the windshield, it doesn't need an oil change for another 2,000 miles. But who knows if that's accurate, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna clean these anyway. I got some brake clean, and I'm just gonna spray them out. All right, got both the solenoids reinstalled, cleaned them out with brake clean, and then dunked them in solvent, shook them around a little bit, ran them through some on-offs with this, some positive, negative, and clicked it a bunch of times. Made sure they're working, they sound better. Oil filter in, time to fill her up with oil and see how it goes. Well, after going for my first drive, it did not fix it. So I'm gonna pull the codes again real quick and we'll see what we get. Well guys, it's been a minute. Again, I've really slacked on this video, but I'm trying to actually finish one this time. But this is the end result. Spoiler alert. I got her painted, I got her fixed up. Where I left off on the last clip was I was still getting the reduced power light while driving, and it turns out it was from a broken, or I think it was broke, vacuum line going to the turbo. So I took that to P1 Auto Works. They were able to diagnose it and get it fixed. So we got boost back and it ran great. And then I decided that because it's running good, I should probably finish it the rest of the way. Took it over to my buddy, he painted it, and this is her. As of last night, I flashed a Stage 1 Plus tune on it, and it's been running awesome. We'll have to go for a pull real quick and show you how it runs. Do a quick poll to see how these do. intakes sound great. It still has stock diverter valves, but you can hear them working. Let's see if I can roll into this next one, see how she does. If you put it in sport mode, it does better. But this is just in drive. But I think that's going to do it for the 135. I think she's all but done. I'm trying to decide if I sell it or keep it. At this moment, I think it's probably the cheapest one. I think I'm into it about $6,500. And to find another 135 with these miles, they're usually around 10, but they have clean titles, so take it for what it's worth. This one wasn't really that totaled, in my opinion, seeing as how it just needed that control arm and a fender and some paint. But I did all the maintenance on, or had the maintenance done, and she's a good running car now. Sure, everything works, top works. The only thing I guess it really needs is DPMS sensors. You want to say hi? You say hi? You say bye? The video's over? Alright. We'll be on to the next one. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Subscribe if you like it. We'll do some more Copart cars.